Let's move on now to the Seattle Seahawks rookie to watch, where we break down the top rookie from their rookie draft class that we feel will provide the most impact, overall performance, and then most overall optimism moving on into the future. But before we do that, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button. Also ring the bell to get notified when we create new content. We are doing a rookie to watch series for all 32 teams, and we will also be doing a preview series throughout the entirety of the regular season where we will predict every single NFL game week in and week out. So if you want to see how the Seahawks are going to be doing week in, week out, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to get notified when we release new videos. And Ryan, let's get into it here.
Let's do it.
The Seahawks had several options for us to go through, but the one we feel like is going to be the most impactful rookie, the one who's going to have the best performance overall this year and improve the team the most, is going to be JSN, their second pick in the first round.
Yeah.
And what he's going to bring to the table. And the thing for me here, I just want to pull this up. Last year, so Geno Smith threw for over 4,000 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And DK Metcalf had over 1,000 yards. Tyler Lockett had over 1,000 yards pretty evenly as well, 1048, 1033, respectively. Mm-hmm. The next person was Noah Fant at 486. The next receiver was Marquise Goodwin at 387. Mm-hmm. Then the next receiver after that was Dwayne Eskridge at 58 receiving yards.
Yeah.
I think JSN, to me, just with his ability to get open immediately off the ball, I think he's going to be just killing it with his 5 to 7 yard dump off passes. I mean, for me, it's hard for me to see him not get at least 700 receiving yards.
Oh, yeah. No, I was watching some of his training camp highlights and some of his college highlights on Twitter, just scrolling through, and the only thing I could utter myself is he's just so good. It's so rare to watch a receiver at the line of scrimmage almost instantly, no matter who he's going against, put the DB at a disadvantage, and he does that rep in, rep out. Like, it's just second nature to him, and it's so impressive to watch his body control. Yeah. And everything. And I think you throw him in, and he has two perfect complement wide receivers. You have a true X wide receiver in DK Metcalf, right? He's going to run slants, go balls, deep crossers. And then you have Tyler Lockett, the speed deep threat. And then it's like, okay, so they can both clear out a safety on any given play, clearing out the middle for JSN to come through and just be obliterating safeties and slot corners all across the NFL. He is in a perfect situation to come in. I wouldn't be surprised if they have 3 1,000-yard receivers next year.
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing too, because even then DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, both barely under 100 yards. Both barely over 1,000 yards. And with what JSN brings to the table, you're right. He is the exact opposite. Or his skill set is
the perfect complement.
The perfect complement to Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. Mm-hmm. So it's just going to be perfect for Geno Smith to sit back there and have these great reads. They could even then bring in Noah Fant and have a tight end for an extra block if their offensive line is struggling as well. And then same thing then with Kenneth Walker or Zach Charbonnet in the backfield to help block, because all three of these guys individually can hit all 3 levels of the defense. So you have to make everybody on their toes. So Jason, I think, is at least going to have 700 yards this year. He's going to have such a great impact to this offense and overall development to Geno Smith. And he's going to be a guy to reckon with over the next couple of years. And just imagine if he had breakaway speed.
Oh, yeah. Well, to be fair, I think his speed is underrated in the sense of he's just so smooth, right? I wouldn't say Deebo Samuel is a speedster, right? But he's just so smooth that there's track fast, and then there's game speed fast, and I think that's not your one or the other. It's kind of like a sliding scale, right? Yeah. And you can also be both, Tyreek Hill, but he is, to me, he has very fast game speed. He's always in the right spot. He takes really good angles when running with the football after the catch. He bounces off tackles pretty well. He's fast enough. He runs, his routes are so crisp that it's just unfair.
He has perfected his route running.
Yeah.
As you mentioned earlier, he's perfected putting the DB in a weakened position, always having leverage on the DB. And his explosiveness on the break is what gets him open all the time. And so I think, though, like his 40 was probably, like a 4.7, I think you said, or 4.8?
No, it was like a 4.54 or something like that. Like,
I thought it was even slower than that. Okay. No. Either way, though, but that doesn't matter just because he is so agile and so explosive off the break, where that is where he gets that quick burst of acceleration, just separating himself. And
actually, it was a 4.48 but that's at the OSU Pro Day, so probably add not half a second, 0.5 of a second onto that. So I'll say 4.5.
That is half a second, by the way. So not half a second, but 0.5. Yeah, that was like a Dumb and Dumber.
5/100. Sorry, 5/100.
That was like a Dumb and Dumber. Like, how's 7:45? No, how about a quarter till late? Like,
these are IOUs. They're as good as money. Yeah. No, 5/100 of a second.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Either way, though, the explosion that he is able to create, that separation, is going to help out Geno Smith so much. Because Geno Smith, absolutely comeback player of the year, deserves all the praise that he gets. I think he's going to be able to replicate his performance from last year as well. But then having a guy like Jason, just knowing if you're on a 3rd or 4, you have him up in the slot, you got a nickel corner that's covering him. Once when he makes that break, like, you have a nice wide pocket to throw to, and Jason's going to catch it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things too. I know they drafted the center from Michigan, but I forget they drafted a guard as well. But this offensive line was much improved last year than in 2021, and I suspect that in 2023 it should be much better than it was in 2022.
Yeah,
and so Charles Cross, Abraham Lucas did a really good job at those tackle positions. Olusegun Oluwatimi is the center that they drafted from Michigan.
And I got this one. Then Anthony Bradford, guard from LSU, is the one. Yes, one that
yeah,
I got that one. And then they signed Evan Brown as well. In the offseason from Detroit.
Yeah, so like this offensive line should be much improved. This interior should be much better. And I think they also should have a better, like, that should lead to a better run game too. So a more balanced offensive approach should in turn yield a stronger offensive performance. So I think Seahawks fans, they have a lot to be excited with about this offense as a whole, but especially with JSN, I think he adds a whole nother dimension to what this offense can really do. So,
yeah, absolutely.
But let's go ahead and wrap up this episode here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who your favorite Seattle Seahawks rookie is going to be to watch in 2023. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.